Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our YouTube Live. So, this is a revision session for Language Paper 2. If you can hear me, please let me know in the comment section below. Right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our YouTube Live. Yeah, awesome. So, you can all hear me. You can. Okay, awesome. So, yes, welcome, everyone, to our English Language Paper 2 revision. Language Paper 2 is, I believe, on the 12th of June. So, exactly 7 days' time. So, before we start, let's get your reaction, obviously, for Language Paper 1. Let me know how you found Language Paper 1. I've already got a lot of feedback from my own students. To be honest, a lot of mixed reactions and feedback. Let me know, how did you find language paper 1? Okay, so let me know in the chat section below. How did you find the section A reading? And also, how did you find the section B writing? So to those of you who pre-planned your story, were you able to apply your story to the question? Right, so the descriptive image was bonkers. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, but if you think about it, yes, you have to be versatile. You just have to be able to adapt. Um, I use the predator-prey relationship exactly. Yeah, that's the perfect thing to do, right? So if you use that, that's really, really good. Okay, excellent. But the extract was really good. So the extract was taken from the Life of Pi. So to those of you who don't know, Life of Pi is again about a teenager, I believe, who goes on this journey, and he sort of communicates with different animals. They did also make a movie out of it, Life of Pi. So I do remember going to the cinemas and watching it. But yeah, so I think, to be honest, the insert was quite straightforward. I know it sounds quite strange compared to the previous years, but to be honest, it was actually quite straightforward. So yeah. So Aisha, Tahira, how do you think you did in the paper? Any of my other students, anyone else? Let me know in the chat section below. Some of you have already, told me prior to this live. Yeah, same in my story. I was the prey and the bear was the predator. Yeah, perfect. Okay, the the extract was terrible. I mean, again, mixed reactions, but to be honest, I think it was relatively straightforward. The insert did have many examples of like adjectives, verbs, adverbs, especially if you're looking at language, and even for structure, there was a lot of shifts in focus. So, to be honest, it was quite straightforward. I hope it went well, but I found it a bit confusing. Okay, so it's it's yip 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 and onomatopoeia. Well, I mean, I had this comment already by a lot of students. Who can answer that? Is yip 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 and is that right? Oh, I think we just okay. Right. Hello. Can you hear me? I think it just cut off there. So if you can hear me, let me know, and then we can get started. So yeah. So good evening. Welcome back, year 11, to our YouTube live, where we are going to be looking at English language paper 2, which is going to be sat on Monday, the 12th of June, 2023. So, what I would like to focus on today. Oh, okay, Baghdad. Okay, Baghdad. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, it did sort of. It was lagging there. Okay, right. So, anyways, I hope you all can hear me. But yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to get started because of time. So good evening, year 11. Welcome back. Welcome back to our YouTube live, Easy Education London. It's great to see you all. You need better internet. I'm a EE customer, so I am using the 5G. So I've been a loyal customer to EE, so I might have to write a complaint to them. Otherwise, I might have to switch over to Vodafone. But anyways, so we're going to focus on the reading section today. So especially section A. Okay, so questions 1 and 2 we're going to quickly run through. and then sort of take your questions and answers, and then I'll give you my template and literally everything you need for next week. Okay. To those of you who joined today, it's excellent because you do need to start preparing for language paper 2. It's slightly more challenging and there's a lot more to write. Okay. Right, so let's get started. So the walking talking mock. So I'm just going to go through it very quickly, and sort of show you what this exam will be about. Right. So you should have an insert with the two extracts. It's language paper 2, so you'll have two inserts. One will be a modern text, a 20th or 21st century text, and the second one will be from the 19th century. So you'll see contrast between the two. Okay, and remember, when you read the insert, you need to be highlighting and looking at some similarities and some differences. That's crucial. Okay, so let me just zoom out. Yep, there we go. So yeah, for the AQA English language paper, it's the same timing, 1 hour 45. It's 80 marks, and also it's worth 50% of your GCSE. It's important to state that because for my Edexcel students, language paper 2 has a higher weighting. So that's something for you to also remember. Now, for language paper 2, again, it's different because the inserts that they will give you in this exam will be non-fiction, okay? So it's completely different to language paper 1. So a lot of the language features you might find in paper 1, you might not find in paper 2. So let's move on very quickly. Right, yep. So as you can see, you've got source A and source B. And also remember, you need to find the differences and similarities. Often what you'll find here is you'll find a lot of differences between the sources because they're written at different times. So very quickly, section A, the reading is out of 40 marks, same concept. It's worth 25% of your final grade, and you have two linked texts. Okay, so 4 questions to answer next Monday. The first question is 4 marks, so it's again a short question. It's a true or false statement. So what you have to do here is you have to shade the 4 true statements. Okay, so you need to shade it in, not put an X, but you just shade in the circle. Question 2 is the 8th marker, which we're going to look at today in further detail. Slightly longer, but you're writing a summary. Now, when we write a summary, my question to you is, can we identify like word classes? Can we analyze the quote? Can you let me know in the comment section? For question 2, summary, can you analyze or sort of analyze the language techniques? Let me know in the comment section below. Okay. Okay, it's interesting. Okay, so interesting feedback. Anyone else? Do we like comment on language or structure for question 2? Can we? Is that a possibility? So Tamim, you've said yes. Okay, interesting. Alina, you've said, oh my gosh, I hate question 2. Okay, well, I mean, a lot of students, yeah, struggle with it for some strange reason. Tahira, you said no, that's correct. Okay, so well done. No, you can't analyze it. You have to explain it. Well done. You're not expected to comment on language or structure. Analyze. Now, only for question 3. Right, that is correct. Okay. So for question 2 next Monday, remember, you are literally summarizing source A and source B. There's no requirement for you to identify any language or structural features, because if you do that, you're wasting time. You're not picking up any marks. Okay. So it's literally assessment objective 1. You're extracting explicit and implicit information. So the obvious information from source A and comparing it with the obvious and the not so obvious information in source B. I've got a template that I want you to all follow for next week. It's a simple template. If you use it, you'll score top marks. Okay, it's 8. It should score you 8 out of 8. Question 3, language analysis. You did this today. Okay, you did this literally, I think, 10 hours ago. But this time it's 12 marks. Okay, slightly longer, but it's the same concept. It's AO2. So your paragraphs for question 3 next week, you need to make sure that your analysis is detailed and perceptive. Question 4 is 16 marks. It's an extended question. This question is probably, I would say, the most challenging question in the entire language paper, okay, across paper 1 and paper 2. The reason being, if you look at the statistics, majority of students scored really, really low for this question, the 16 marker. So what are you assessed here, or what are you expected to do? You're expected to compare the viewpoints. So that's absolutely important. Yeah. So that's questions 1, 2, 3, and 4. So a quick breakdown. Obviously, today we're going to look at question 2 in further detail. And obviously, you've got section B. And that question is essentially persuasive writing. So it's 40 marks and it's worth 25% of your final grade. The number of questions I've done with my own students and gone over my own answers, we've gone over it many times. Okay, so a lot of you have done it with myself previously, even in the beginning of the year back in September, so this shouldn't really be an issue. There's a special rule I've taught you all, so if you know, you should be able to apply that in your exam. So one question to write about is extended writing. You're arguing or you're persuading. So when the examiner marks your response, you need to persuade them. Okay, what does persuade mean? It means to convince the examiner, to make them believe what you are saying. And the same mark scheme: 24 marks for your content, 16 marks for your accuracy. And again, it's out of 40 marks. Okay, so very quickly, just from your prior knowledge, what are the different forms of text for question 5 for the language paper 2? Can you all let me know in the chat section very quickly? What are the different forms of text that you may get in your question 5 next Monday? Okay. Okay, so we've got speech, article, letter. That's correct. That's the main three. So we've got article, magazine, letter, newspaper, speech. Well, the magazine, it depends on your example, to be fair. But if we're talking AQA, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, wait. Okay, hang on. So it depends on your example. So I'm assuming most of you are AQA here. So you want to write this down. The 5 forms of text, okay, include the following. Number 1, an article. Number 2, a letter. Number 3, speech. Number 4, a leaflet. And number 4, why are we writing newspaper? Number 5 is essay. Yeah, I don't know where we're getting newspaper from. So number 5 is an essay. So let me repeat that: article, number 1. Number 2 is a speech. Number 3 is a letter. Number 4 is a leaflet, and number 5 is an essay. Okay, so there's no newspaper. So don't worry, you're not publishing your article for a newspaper. So newspaper you just cross out, and that would be an essay. So does that make sense? Those are the 5. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So if you follow the AQA specification, yes, a leaflet is a possibility, and in fact, the exam board do expect you to know how to write a leaflet. And yep, Lena, I know you're saying this because when I was in year 11, right, my teacher, she decided just to go over how to write an article. Okay. So although a leaflet isn't common, right, don't panic. But again, since it's in the specification, it's something that could appear. But yeah, if you're not sure how to write leaflet, it is on my YouTube channel, so you can have a look at it later. But I will also go over it on probably Thursday or Friday, so don't panic. We've got enough time to go over that. So yes, I hope that sort of gives you some further insights into question 5. Right, so moving on. So question 1 next week is a MCQ style question. So you literally have to list the 4 true statements. Okay, make sure you shade it in next week. Okay, don't draw an X and don't select 5 options. Some students are, they think if they select 5, they might get an additional mark. It doesn't work like that. So question 1 only concerns certain lines in source A. They'll tell you specific lines, and it's 4 marks. So you only spend 5 minutes on this question. And this question, I'll be honest, year 11s, you need to get 4 out of 4. It's an easy question. And to be honest, I can even get my younger brother to get this right. Okay, and he's sitting here, by the way. But again, question 1 is straightforward. Okay, I don't really need to say much here. So AO1, identify and interpret explicit and implicit information. So it's the obvious and the not so obvious information. So that's what you need to pick out. What I like to sort of recommend when looking at MCQ style questions is use cancelling out. What this means is that you go through each option and you look at which options are definitely wrong, and you just put an X on the left hand side. So then that narrows down your options, and it makes it easier for you to answer. And what the exam board often try to do is they try to trick you, meaning they'll put one or two that look similar. Okay, so you may have to double check your answer referring back to the insert. Okay, so that is question one. Um, can I move on to question two? Do you all understand question one? Yep. So you can answer that question. Yeah. Okay. Right. So that's question one. So I hope that makes sense. Let's move on to question two. So this is why you all joined. So we want to look, as you can see, can you see, like on the left hand side, you can cancel out. So this is what I always teach my students, even like with my primary school students, 11 plus, etc. And even in like university, when you look at MCQ style questions, use cancelling out because that narrows down your options and it makes it easier for you to pick out all the points. Cool. Right. So let's move on to question number two. So question number two, again, is referring to both sources, source A and source B. So again, in terms of timing, you should spend around 8 to 10 minutes writing. So it is quite quick. The time goes quite quickly. And a summary, it's literally a summary. So summary is what you understand, as a whole. So for example, the effects of the weather on people in both sources are very different. Use details from both sources to write a summary of the different ways people are affected by the weather. And this is assessing AO1. So here you select and synthesize evidence from different texts. So what this means is you're deducing information from source A and also source B. So that's all you're doing here. But remember, be meticulous with the quotations that you choose, because often what happens is that students pick out quotes which are not really answering the question. Okay, so be very meticulous with the quotes that you refer to. Right, moving on. I've got a template I want to show you all very quickly. If I go to my YouTube here, and if I just make this a full screen. Right, so can you all see this? Is it blurry or no? I don't think it's blurry. No. Okay, cool. Right, so these are the criterias for the assessment object. Yeah, awesome. So these are the criterias from the mark scheme. Okay, learn the mark scheme and apply it in your exam. And trust me, if you learn this today, next week you'll find it straightforward. Okay, and after this live, what I would recommend is practice a question. Okay, practice a question too, and it's only literally 10 minutes. I want everyone here to score 8 out of 8. Is everyone going to get 8 out of 8 for this? Who's aiming for 8 out of 8 for question two? Maybe no. You all should be going for 8 out of 8, because it's literally a summary. Okay, you're summarizing both sources. Okay, so let's have a look at it in further detail. So identify and interpret explicit and implicit information. These two words appear a lot. So explicit means obvious, so the obvious information, and implicit means the not so obvious information. So what this means is you have to use your inference. Okay, you have been working on your inference skills back, since primary school. So you need to read between the lines and use your inference for the implicit here. So that's what we need to do. And secondly, select and combine evidence from different texts. So there's certain things you want to do to score top marks. So let's have a look at it in further detail, and give you some sort of insights in terms of what you need to do. So to score top marks for question two in simple terms, yep, hopefully yes, you should all be getting 8 out of 8. Okay. So how do you score top marks for question two next Monday? So use evidence well from both texts. I know it sounds so simple, but literally you have to be very selective. It's like throwing darts. Okay. When you throw darts, let's say you've got 3 darts, you don't have like 10 darts. You've got only 3. So you want to make sure you use the right quotations. The next one, show detailed understanding of the differences between the information. That's absolutely crucial. Combine your information from different sources. So see how you can sort of find any combinations between the sources or any similarities or differences. Now, 90% of the time they ask you to compare, you'll see differences between the inserts, but there is a possibility that they show some similarities. Offer perceptive interpretation of both texts. So what this means, if we look at the word perceptive, is you focus on the implicit. The implicit is the not so obvious, and you read between the lines. Okay, so these are my sort of guidance in terms of how to score top marks. Um, and then after that, timings, like I said, I know I said 8 to 10 minutes, but you can spend up to 12 minutes on this question. But to be honest, most of you should have finished this within 10 minutes. Okay. How were you all with time management today? How did you manage to finish the paper on time? Okay, leave that, please. So did you manage to finish the paper on time, or did you sort of struggle to deal with time today? Let me know in the comments. Terrible. Okay, so why is that? So what do you think? Is it because you haven't timed yourself at home, or I spent 30 minutes for question? What? Wait, what? 30 minutes? Really? Okay, that is extremely long. Okay, and that okay, no, okay, I wouldn't advise that because it's only worth 8 marks. Okay, we have to be more efficient. I couldn't fully finish question 4. Okay, so for next week you need to work on your time management for question 4. Please make sure you time yourself and practice from today. I know you've got many other exams, but you need to prioritize English and maths. And 15 for question 5. I didn't finish properly question 4 either. Well, okay, so fortunately you've got another week to prepare for question 4. I was okay. I didn't get to finish question 3 and 4 efficiently. I finished the paper, but I feel insecure about the quality of my answers. I thought I wouldn't, but alhamdulillah I did. 30-minute for question. Yeah, yeah, I know. I find that yeah, that is extremely long. Spending 30 minutes on question 2. I managed to finish the paper, but I knew I would run out of time, so I skipped a few details in question 5. So I try to work on my time management, but it doesn't work for me. Well, I mean, I know it sounds cliche, but it literally comes down to practice, practice, practice. And when I was practicing in year 11, right? So in like when we did our mocks in November, December time, I couldn't finish the paper. Because obviously I wasn't practicing my time management. And I remember, I think was it question 4, I literally wrote one paragraph and I skipped I think question 3 because of time. So what I started to do since my mock exams is that I was working through a paper literally every week. I was doing 1 or 2 past papers and timing myself. So you will see if you time yourself over the course of like 5-7 days. I know you've got 7 days. You will see by the 7th day you've improved and made some progress. I done 2 paragraphs for question 2, 2 paragraphs for question 3, 3 paragraphs for question 4. 3 pages for question 5. Have you seen today's paper? Yes, I have. Thank you. If you are extra time, yeah, that is true. Actually, yeah, that is true. That's a good point. So that should have been discussed with your school. But we've got to move into. But we've got to move to paper 2. We shouldn't keep that. Yeah, exactly. 100%. Yeah. So yeah. So let's leave paper 1. In the past. No more creative writing for most of you here. So yeah, let's move on and crack on with paper 2. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I do have some students who you know, have actually got extra time. It's 25%, I believe. Yeah. Um. Okay. Right. So let's move on. Right. So question 2 template. Ignore this, okay, because I have a better template to show you later on, and you all can screenshot it and ask me questions there. Right. So in terms of the text, how many quotations? I would say 2 quotations from each text. So from source A, 2 quotes, and from source B, 2 quotes. Write this down. Okay, that's very important. Now, so in total, how many quotes are we looking for? Question 2, we're looking for 4 quotes. So you do not need to write about language methods. Okay, very important. I know some of you have asked me, but you don't have to write about language methods in question 2. It's not expected. And also, look, if I just skip this, um, you're not expected to comment on language or structure, okay? Because again, it's AO1, okay? So it's AO1, so assessment objective 1. So you're not expected to comment on language or structure. Make sure question 2 you don't do that next week. And don't spend too long on this question. Do not spend 30 minutes on it, because if you spend 30 minutes on it, then you're putting your English language grades in jeopardy, okay? And you are going to find it extremely difficult to score your sort of target grade. What you should do, so these are the do not. What you should do in green explore a range of differences with evidence. Okay, so the range of differences, students, includes the explicit and the implicit differences. Okay, so the obvious and the not so obvious. So for example, let me give you a random example. The obvious could be the interaction between the characters, how it's different in source A and source B. The not so obvious could be something to do with the weather. Okay, so perhaps they use pathetic fallacy. For example, they could use zoomorphism. So, these subtle things are the not so obvious things that you want to discuss and talk about. So, will you be going over a question to answer? Right? Yeah, yeah, that's fine. So, we're going to be looking at it today. Yeah, so we'll be looking at a model answer as well. And I'll give you a template. So, by the end of this live, literally everyone here, I'll be honest, you'll have everything ready for question two. You'll have the knowledge. All you have to do is practice. Okay, you just have to practice. And yeah, to those of you who I teach, obviously, you can bring it in whenever I teach you, whether that's tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. And I can mark it and provide you with feedback. And make perceptive inferences. This is an inference question. How many times have you seen this word before? Key stage 3 English, year 8, year 9. Inference. Read between the lines. What do you understand? So how can you put what you've understood into words? This is what we mean by inferences. And make sure they're perceptive, meaning don't just look at the obvious, look at the not so obvious. And I'm sure you've heard your teacher say this before. Think outside the box. Absolutely crucial. Okay. So that's that. So let me skip that. Now here we go. This is my template. You can take a screenshot. This is my template for language paper 2 question 2. So for your first paragraph, students, you start off with the statement. Start with the statement for source A. Then step 2, support it with the relevant quotation. Step 3, provide your inference. Make sure your inference is detailed and perceptive. And step 4 is to link. Okay, and link and tell us the difference. Okay, so for example, if you're comparing source A and source B and they're talking about a surfboard, so here you link it with source B and tell us how it's different. Okay, so obviously the difference here would be how the surfboard is designed, for example. So that would be paragraph 1. Paragraph 2 is, again, looking solely at source B. Start with a statement. Step 2, support it with the relevant quotation. Step 3, provide your inference, again, detailed and perceptive inference. And step 4 is to link and show the difference. 2 easy paragraphs you use to score 8 out of 8. Do you all find this helpful? If so, let me know. Perhaps you want to leave a thumbs up. Like the stream, and also thumbs up in the chat so I know if you found this template helpful. Excellent. So it's literally called Squill or Skill. Okay, SQIL. So 2 SQIL paragraphs. Okay. So awesome, excellent. So take a screenshot and trust me, use this for next Monday. Okay, and I'm sure you all are going to do fine. Okay, trust me, you're going to do really well. Okay. And if you follow this in detail, you should be getting 8 out of 8. Okay, let's have a look at the questions. Okay, there's a few here. How much extra time did you get? Okay, so to answer that, I've got students who do have extra time. I believe it's 25%, okay, of the entire paper. So that's that. I think it works out as like 20 minutes or something. Okay. Why didn't you just... Yeah. Okay. Next time. Okay. For language paper 2, if you're running out of time for question 2 and 3, just move on. It's not worth it. Okay. You just need to make sure you move on to questions 4 and 5. They are more important. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Awesome. Okay. What's that? What's that message? Who's it? Oh, okay. Just leave it, please. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Okay. It's great to see the positive comments. So awesome. So that's fine. So so I hope that gives you a better insight. Follow the steps for next Monday. Follow the steps. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. You do it twice and you're good to go. Okay. So that is the template covered. Now moving on. Where were we? I think we were here. Yeah, that's it. Right, so let's have a look at a few of the model answers and show you how to answer it. Now, when you're practicing, When you're practicing question two, what I would recommend when you're revising is you can draw literally a table and just jot down what the differences are between source A and source B. And again, it's very important that you look at the differences. Okay, yes, I will, because I will try my best, but you can imagine I'm teaching over almost 250 students per week. So I am backlogged with their messages and email, but I'll try my best to get back to you as soon as possible. Yeah, yeah. I'm sure you probably know. Okay, so I'll try my best. Okay, I'll try my very best. Right. So moving on, let's have a look at a few sort of statements. So I'm going to skip that. I'm going to skip that because we've got a better one to use. Okay, so let's have a look at an example paragraph and show you how you can answer this question. I know, does it look blurry or is it fine? Hang on. Is that blurry or? Oh, it looks blurry, isn't it? What if I. Oh, it's still blurry, isn't it? Does it look blurry or can you read it? Let me know if you can read what it says on the laptop. If not, then I'll just have to read it out. It's fine. Okay, awesome. So let's show you all. Yeah, I know the red colors are blurry. Yeah, but regardless, the red parts, it's literally the quotes. So I'll read it out for you all. So this is how you score 8 out of 8. Okay, so let's have a look at it in detail. Right, here we go. I can't see it. It's blurry. Okay, let me read it out, and then you'll have a better understanding. Okay, and you'll see it's really easy to score 8 out of 8. You follow the steps. Okay, statement, quotation, inference, link. Okay, so it begins. Source A conveys the horrific consequences of a sudden storm on Mount Everest, when 30 climbers became trapped in the death zone and are left exposed and fighting for their lives. So you see the white here. That is our point. Okay, or our statement. So some of you have maybe done this past paper with myself, but this is our statement. Start off with a statement for source A. After that, of course, it comes your quotation. Fighting for their lives in red. 3 Indian climbers are stranded, exhausted, and with their oxygen supplies running out. That is our quotation in red. Following that, you'll have your inference, which suggests that they were caught unaware by the unexpected severity of the weather. Maybe more significantly, okay, so this is where the perceptive inference comes. 2 commercial expeditions were strung out between the South Col and the summit. Embed the quote, showing the weather attacks both recreational climbers and business enterprises who would consider the safety of their clients as important. This implies, again, look at the in-depth inference here in yellow, SQI, statement, quotation, inference. This implies the effects are catastrophic for even the most prepared of people because there were 8 fatalities, the greatest loss of life in any 24-hour period on the peak. This is where the link comes, yeah? This is different to source B, which focuses on a less traumatic event. A heavy snowfall in London in the 1800s. That's our statement for source B. Quotation, the people are cold and wrapped in thick coats, but the effects are not life-threatening. See, look at the disparity, okay? Look at the effects in source A and source B. They're clearly different. Even the homeless girl who sleeps on a step is only cold as a frog, rather than hypothermic. Inference. Remember, after quotation, inference. No need for you to analyze language. No need for you to look at structure. Wasting time. Most people stay inside, but those who do venture out are suffering little more than frozen beards, headaches, and cold fingers. Great inference because it shows you the effects of the weather in source B are completely futile. Okay, they are insignificant because what was the worst thing that happened? Okay, people had frozen beards, headaches, and cold fingers. Compare that to source A. Look at the severity. Look at the quote. You can clearly see their oxygen supplies are running out. Great perceptive commentary. No need for you to waffle and go around in circles. Be precise with your commentary, and this is how you score top marks. And ultimately, remember the final point is link. Overall, the people in source B have some sense of control over the weather and it merely inconveniences their daily lives, whereas in source A, it exposes the vulnerability of the climbers and is life threatening. And that is it. That is all you do for question 2. 2 paragraphs, 8 marks. Simple. Okay, that's all you do. Okay, so I hope that makes it sort of clear for you how to answer question 2 and how, in fact, in reality, it is straightforward and easy to score 8 out of 8. So let's have a look at the comments. I can't see it, it's blurry. Thank you. Okay, I did just read it out. If you found this clear and now you have a better understanding of question 2, do leave a thumbs up so I know you have understood. This question looks difficult, not going to lie. Well, I mean, not really. I would disagree. I think it's relatively straightforward. I don't see what's difficult about that. So we have to do 2 of these paragraphs. Yeah, that's it. So SQIL. So statement, quotation, inference, link. Okay, for source A. And the second paragraph, statement, quotation, inference, link for source B. Excellent. Okay, so thumbs up from Tamim, thumbs up from Tahira. Excellent. And this is literally all you do for question 2. It's very simple. There's no need for you to look at language and structure. Okay, so I hope this model answer has given you a better understanding. I am going to go over additional sort of past papers and show you my model answers of how to answer it. In fact, I've got some question 4 answers that I've done, but I just don't know where it is now. So I'm gonna have to find it somewhere. As you can see, I've got so many sort of tabs open, but I'll have to look at it for another time. Could you read the question, please? I came late. Okay. Okay, where's the question? Yeah, so there we go. So this question is really asking you to summarize the different ways that people are affected by the weather. Okay, so if we scroll up, it's this one. Okay, so if you joined recently, it's always the same, to be honest. You need to refer to source A and source B for this question. The effects of the weather on both sources are very different. Use details from both sources to write a summary of the different ways that people are affected by the weather. And it's 8 marks, okay? So what we did in this live stream is we went over my template that I've provided on my YouTube channel. It's almost identical to this. And it's the same concept that we've applied to get 8 out of 8 here. So you can replay the live after and look at the template. In fact, it's here actually. If you want to take a screenshot, it's this one. Okay. Can you all take a screenshot of this, please? If you follow this accurately and correctly, trust me, you will score 8 out of 8. So only we need to use the quotes, but not. And yeah, that's correct. Yeah, you don't need to. You don't have to. Well, it's not. You don't have to. You shouldn't analyze the words because it's not language analysis. So why would you analyze something when it's not even assessed for question 2? You're simply summarizing. Okay, you're just summarizing source A and source B. So you're using quotes to support what you're saying in your summary for source A and also for source B. So I hope this gives you all a better understanding of how to approach language paper 2 question 2. So we are going to end it here for today. So thank you very much. So we'll take 5 minutes for last minute questions and anything else you would like to ask me. So we'll just take the last 5 minutes to take any final questions. How did you find today's YouTube live? Did you find it beneficial? Did you find it insightful? Okay, difference between analysis and inference. Good question. So analysis, Gillian, is when you look at a particular word and you look at the meanings behind it, the connotations of that particular word. Why has the writer used that particular word? Inference is literally that chunk of text or that quotation and what you understand without zooming into a particular word. Okay, so I hope that understands. I hope that answers your question. So CR7. What about for question 4? Do we analyze words? Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, for question 4 you do, but you need to link it to the writer's perspective. So we will look at that probably on what day is it today? Monday. Yeah, we'll look at it probably on Wednesday/Thursday. Music channel, meditation and relaxation music channel. Wait, it's already ending. Yeah, it is almost ending. Inference is the effect on the reader. No, it's not the effect on the reader. Inference is what you understand from it. Okay, that they're two different things, Quinta. So inference is what you understand from a quote. Okay, that's all it is. Today's live was insightful and beneficial. Thank you, sir. Okay, thank you. Awesome. As always, awesome. Thank you all for your support. And like I said, these are again things that you want to remember and use for next week. And I hope you are more confident with question two. So let me know what you want to cover tomorrow. Tomorrow, I've got some online one-to-one bookings with some of my year 11s, but I will schedule it so you'll see what time I'll be going live. But what would you like to sort of look at tomorrow? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you, sir. This was very helpful. Thank you, Aisha. Awesome. Thank you, sir. Okay. Thank you, Sanuri. Are you going live every day this week? Yeah, Quinta. Yeah, I am going live this every day this week. Although it's quite challenging because I'm working long hours. And then but again, like I said, I do want to help you all and pass your exams and make your education easy. So where are the results back to us? I'm desperate to know. Okay, they come out in August, so I believe 23rd. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's the 23rd of August or 24th, something like that. Can someone rectify and let us all know? I'm a lot more confident in question two now. Thanks. Question one and question three, I'm already good with. We appreciate your help and guidance. Awesome. Okay, thank you. Awesome. Oh, okay, you think it's 24th. Awesome. Let me know, what would you like to cover tomorrow? So again, you are all attending these YouTube live. It's essentially revision. So you're revising with a teacher, okay? And most importantly, it's from the comfort of your home. So what would you like to look at tomorrow? Do let me know in the comment section. So today we did look at questions 1 and 2. Is there anything particular you would like to look at tomorrow? Okay, I think it's 24th. Yep, it is 24th. Also, just on a side note, after your exams, what would you like to see on my channel? So, again, it's education related. So, what I was thinking is videos on how to write a CV, how to write a personal statement, how to get into medicine, how to get into engineering, how to get into law, how to get into teaching, how to get into, all these different career paths. Would you find these videos insightful? And do you think these videos would be beneficial? And even how to prepare for an interview. So I can even give my sort of advice and top tips of how to do well in A levels. So I did A level biology, chemistry, and I can also give you advice and sort of guidance on how to prepare. Okay, okay, meditation and relax. So, are you one of my students? Because again, I've got so many students, I get confused. So, are you one of my students? If so, just let me know what days I teach you because I am. So I got so many. Yeah, if you've got video ideas, do let me know. Thank you all for the support. The YouTube channel has been picking up recently. We are like 3 months in, and we are almost on 1,000 subscribers, which is really, really amazing. And thank you all for the support. No, I said it. Time and timing. Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I do forget because I do have a lot of things happening. Okay, that would be great. Okay, awesome. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so that sounds great. Also, what about things like how to save money, paying taxes, how to start earning money as a student? Would you find these videos beneficial? What universities to apply for? The top universities, whatever. So I'm in your class. I'm Jamal. Okay. I don't teach. I don't think I teach a Jamal here. Oh my God, yes, yes, that would be amazing. Awesome. Okay. So yeah, we'll do like a career advice. We'll do how to prepare for university applications and different career options, A levels, B Tech, and perhaps I can share some of my tips as well. How to revise for A levels, because I can tell you A levels are definitely a different sort of uh, it's a different challenge. That's what I would say. Awesome. I feel I failed. I'm so upset. I feel I didn't give good. Do you know what, Quinta? I'm gonna say, don't. Okay, ignore it and just put it in the past because you still have language paper two. And just from experience, I'm gonna say that you literally need to focus on paper two, and you can turn it around. I've seen it before. You need to make sure that you just focus on language paper two. Okay. CR7. Okay, yeah, jokes. Okay, that's fine. Have you revised for Spanish yet? Okay. How's the Spanish revision going? Uh, is it what is it? Writing exam? Is it a reading exam? I did French. I did. That was my worst GCSE, to be honest. But how are you all preparing for your Spanish exams? This is stupid. But in the creative writing story question today, I wrote about someone seeing a dead animal. Does that count as them meeting it? Um, I mean, yes, it does because although there wasn't an interaction, there was this presence of an animal. So you got to remember your audience under age. So please try to focus your videos on A levels, as most of the viewers are year 11s. Yeah, that's completely fine. So what I can do is I can give my advice on A levels because I didn't do them. I did them recently, so I'm able to give you accurate advice on how to prepare and how intense year 12 is because in year 11 like I scored grade 9s for English, maths, science, whatever. But then year 12, right, AS maths I did AS biology and chemistry, and like I wasn't prepared for how intense it was. You need to treat your A levels like a full time job, and that's no exaggeration. So yeah, I'll definitely be creating videos on how to prepare for your A levels. Um, but yeah, one thing that helped me, I would say, is tuition. I can't stress this enough. Tuition is super, super important. So you got to remember. Okay, not yet. I think it's listening. Okay, you got listening and reading. What did you get in French, sir? Yeah, that was my worst GCSE. I got a grade 5. Okay, fortunately. So for question 5, paper 2, how much are we supposed to write? And for question 4, so for question 5, paper 2, that's a good question. You're looking to write around 4 to 6 paragraphs. Okay, that's the ideal amount. And for question 4, you're expected to write around 4 paragraphs. Okay, so that's again just for guidance. But again, you can get more marks by writing less or vice versa. You said you did it recently. How old are you? Yeah, not too long ago, but yeah. So that's that. How can I ask you a question? I need detail about GCSE teaching. What do you mean? You need details about GCSE teaching. So you sound like you're 30. No, I'm not 30. For Spanish. Okay, Quinta, what do you mean? I don't really understand. Are you going to provide some educational content for? Yeah, absolutely. So A level maths. If you're studying A level maths, A level biology, A level chemistry, A level physics, A level economics, then you are going to see content on my channel for those and revision content. Yep, that's correct. I think you're in your. Yep, that is correct. Cool. Right. So that is it. So for tomorrow, I teach Spanish. I want to train for GCSE. Oh, so as in you are an adult or? No, I didn't do physics A levels. Thank God I didn't. But I did bio and chem. I teach Spanish. Yeah, probably. Okay. Yeah. So that's. I hope that answers your question. But yeah. So I think that is it for today. Is there anything else we need to cover? No. So there will be a lot of content going out live this week for language paper 2, AQA, and also EdXL. So do keep an eye out for that. Watch the videos on my playlist. Share it with your friends because we do, again, appreciate your support. Share it with your friends because, again, they will benefit from it. Then, how are you going to make contract for if you haven't done it? Okay, so I've got a network of teachers. Okay, so who work in schools, so they'll be doing the videos. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. So yeah, so to be honest, I'm just focusing on the English side of things. That's where my qualifications lie in. But the others, so your chemistry, physics, I'm going to get the qualified teachers to sort of create the videos there. Oh yes, for question 3, it's just 3 paragraphs, right? Yeah, so you're looking at 3. Yeah, so yeah, you're looking at 3 to 4 detailed petal or peel paragraphs, or pretzel, whatever you want to call it. Okay, thanks. Awesome. Yes, sir, I'm not a teen. Oh, whoops. Okay, sorry. Like I said, it's difficult to tell in terms of where people are. So, have you watched Apple's latest products like the Vision Pro? I have you watched Apple's test? I don't know what that means. I don't know. Did you do A level English, sir? Are you say yeah? Yep, I did. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah. So okay, so that's fine. Okay, I think there's a like a backlog of the chat. I hope I've answered most of them. So yeah, so tomorrow, if we stick to, should we say question 3 for language? Is that okay? So if we look at the 12 marker, let me know with a thumbs up if you think question 3, we should look at question 3. How does that sound for tomorrow's live? Yeah, I don't have a confirmed time, but I will schedule it and I'll leave you all with a message on the posts as well. So is question 3 okay for tomorrow? Yes. Okay, awesome. Sir, do you play FIFA COD? I used to back in year 8, year 9, but not anymore because I don't know, you're just busy with life. Sir, can I have your number? I need some help. No, unfortunately. Can you shout out my guy? Okay, okay. I'm gonna have to end it. Can we go for question 4? Um, okay, we will look at that hopefully on Wednesday or Thursday. Okay, but for tomorrow's live, let's stick to question number 3, and we'll sort of go over my template, just like the one you have seen here. To those of you who just joined lately, this is something you want to use, and if you have time today, practice writing an answer based on this. Okay. So other than that, thank you for attending today's YouTube live. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I shall see you all tomorrow. Thank you.